is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love ants.
That's it?
That's it.
I'm right. Now wait, ants with a Z, like the Bugs Life competitor, or
You can take it however you want
listen. You can't ask
hi,
questions.
I'm
It's
Ryan,
the
and I
intro.
like a Bugs Life.
Oh,
I'm Dan, and Brand's shirt is better than Ant-Man, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Jerry Seinfeld, right? Ants was Jerry Seinfeld.
Ants was Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Yeah, a little bit of a wince there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Bee movie was Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Another insect, though, so you're on the right track.
B movie's weird though.
A Bee movie's a weird movie. Yeah,
Jerry Seinfeld did the Pop-Tart movie as well, right?
That's right.
Do the Pop-Tart movie.
yes, unfrosted.
Unfrosted.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, hello everybody. This is a big day because
How about
it
this
is-
cast? I'm sorry. I just read the cast for Ants.
Ants with a Z?
With a Z. This cast is bonkers. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
After Woody Allen, scandal noted. After Woody Allen, Sylvester Stallone,
I didn't even know that.
Sharon Stone, J-Lo, Gene Hackman, Danny Glover, Christopher Walken, and Bancroft. That is insanity.
It also, there should probably be a doc about like how whatever parent company produced Ants, they were like, oh, Disney's.
I think it was DreamWorks.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, like DreamWorks finds out and they were like, we got to beat him to the punch.
We gotta go fast.
Guys,
Yeah.
Gene Hackman, Danny Glover, Sharon Stone, Jennifer Lopez, Christopher Walken, Anne Bancroft, Sylvester Stallone, and
Yeah.
Woody Allen?
Yeah.
You went
I've
too
seen Ants. I
hard
didn't
with
know
the
any of those
animation.
were in it. Yeah.
Went too hard.
Yeah.
The face of the ant
It was really off-putting.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
like that.
maybe less
Look up Bugs Life.
maybe
real quick.
less A-listers and more animation work.
Yeah. Bugs Life is a very pleasant film.
It's not bad.
I haven't thought about Bugs Life in a long time.
I don't
that's
remember a
look
single
at
thing
that.
about
That's
ants.
fun.
Yeah, the cast of Bugs Life. Joe Ranft, Dave Foley, Andrew Stanton, who directed Narnia and some of those others. Kevin Spacey, scandal noted. So Richard Kind.
Richard Kind.
Yeah.
Hallmark
Oh,
staple now.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Bonnie,
We're back. We're back.
Bonnie
We're back.
Hunt, Dennis Leary. But that's not near what I just read from Ants. I mean, Gene Hackman. Are you kidding me right now?
Ants was not trying to put a Bugs Life out. They were trying to put Disney
That's
out
right.
of business.
Yeah, Ants was trying to win an Academy Award. They were going for the best pick, not best animated. They were going for best pick.
I remember ants being too intense.
It was too much.
It was
Yes.
pretty edgy.
Yeah.
I feel like, if memory
Yeah.
serves.
We gotta watch them back.
I think. Yeah. All right.
Once we finish up Will Smith
That's right.
Wednesdays.
Insectivore. I don't know. Bruise Day. It doesn't.
Termite Tuesdays.
Termite Tuesdays. Now we're getting somewhere. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We'll push
Yes,
the new
yeah.
Hallmark movie of the week.
That's right.
Oh, day.
Termite Tuesday. Yeah.
For Termite Tuesdays. All right. We're talking to Ant-Man today. Oh, I was going to say really quickly, it's the day after Easter, every inquiring minds. How was your Easter, Rye Guy? How was your Easter basket?
Did you
all
get
that
the
stuff?
Easter gift you wanted by diverting some of the funds you've allotted for your birthday from your parents to Easter?
I appreciate you laying it out so thoroughly. But no,
good update.
actually, a lot changed, and we're a bit up against it today, so I won't expand too heavily. But Alyssa and I didn't end up doing Easter gifts.
Wow, what a turn!
Yeah, there's a lot going on. We're getting ready for the wedding, and it's been all good stuff, but like it's been hectic couple weeks. I'm gearing up to be out for WrestleMania for a week for work, and so just a lot going on, and so we didn't do it. But Mama Popola came through, Brandon. Ultimately, physical media was included, so that should warm your heart. Yeah.
Are you willing to put on the record what it was, or no? You want to hold that close to the vest?
What the physical media
Yeah.
specifically was? It's greatest actress on the planet, Natalie Portman, starring in a Oscar screener of Jackie.
Talk about an Oscar screener. What do you mean?
For your consideration, physical.
You got a
copy.
screener copy. I got it.
Yes. Yeah.
Did
so
you
pretty
like that
cool.
movie?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen it yet.
Got it. Yeah, it was not great. I was not a fan of that movie.
Wait, is it a bootleg copy?
No,
this
they would
is a
send
thing?
out back in the day,
Physical.
pre-Cove. They would send out.
But then, are you allowed to sell those?
I don't know why you couldn't. I don't think.
Yeah,
I
feel like after the movie's out,
Okay.
I don't think anybody cares.
I would imagine there is nothing at the top or tail of it that makes it any different than the regular DVD copy of Jackie. Just the cover of it says "For your consideration."
Okay.
Jackie. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any like
There might be a
watermark?
there might be a watermark on it. I don't know. It's only a day after Easter. I haven't watched.
I know.
it.
I can't. You didn't rush home.
Yeah,
Snag your chocolate crosses.
The last year of physical media for your consideration, 2021. The last year of it.
2021.
Yep.
Wow.
What is cool about it? If
That was
you can see,
long.
there's,
That was
like,
late. I feel like.
the inside cover just has like quotes about the movie and stuff. So it's a bit of a unique piece, which I like, and it's got like all what it won on the back.
That is a
But,
unique
like,
piece. I remember that movie.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I liked it. Okay.
It was.
I liked it. Okay.
She was nominated for Best Actress for that.
Sure.
Don't you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, I know.
Best
Yeah.
living actress.
She's won it once before as well.
Yep. No, she's a good actress. I mean, I don't want to be very clear. Like, she's a good. No one here is like Natalie Portman's not a good actor. Like, she is one for sure. Best of all time. This is absurd.
All right, let's talk ants.
Yeah, let's do it.
No,
Ants.
different film.
All right, let's talk Ant-Man.
I wish they could have gotten a better cast.
June
Yeah,
20
imagine Ant-Man with the cast of ants.
Dude,
That
I would
be good.
watch. Gene Hackman 5 on the call sheet for ants. What?
Jennifer Lopez as the Wasp.
J-Lo?
Or whatever,
Get outta here.
you know,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
This one also went back to the Dolby Theater, everybody. June 29th, 2015 for that premiere. And then a couple weeks later, everyone else. So you just had to sit on that information. You go and you see it, and then you just sit on it. Embargo. Don't talk about it. And it went a little something like this. Okay.
And we'll be back right after the break. Deck the Hallmark. Merry Christmas. Honk, honk. Here's the news.
Next Hallmark is brought to you by
DCOM all day, every day.
So,
we're the best corner on the internet.
I don't think you guys want to hear about Ant-Man.
Keep dissing those lists.
So, back in 1989, Hank Pym was working with S.H.I.E.L.D. until he finds out that they're trying to copy his, shrinking tech that he's working on. And he's like, no, you're not going to do that. I'm not even sure if I can trust you. So he quits and he decides that nobody gets the shrink suit, not under his watch. Fast forward to the present, Hank's life it's going great. It's not. His daughter, Hope, is mad at him. His former protege, Darren Cross, has basically stolen his tech and his company. And Cross is close to making his own terrifying suit called Yellowjacket. Hank sees this and is like, cool, dude. This is really bad. Does not sign off on him using it. Darren does not care. Meanwhile, we meet Scott Lang, who is an ex-con whose main personality trait is just trying to figure life out. Aren't we all?
We're all.
He's all just trying to figure it out. He gets out of prison, moves in with his buddy Lewis, and wants to be a good dad to his daughter Cassie. He's missed out on her life. Unfortunately, it's tough when you get out of prison to get a job. So he has to go work at the Baskin Robbins, and does not go well for him there. And then he just shows up to his daughter's birthday party, and his ex is like, hey, pay child support, and then we can talk about the pop-ins. And you can't just be showing up. So naturally, Scott does what any struggling dad would do in this situation. He says, one more job. You know what job I'm talking about?
Job.
A little burgle situation.
Come on a heist with me. One last.
I'm
burgle. Burgle.
That's Gurgle.
Yeah, and I did burgle like turtle from Master of Disguise.
Burgle.
Burgle.
Burgle. So his buddy Lewis tells him about this rich dude's house, big safe. Scott breaks in, cracks the safe, and finds not money, but what he thinks is like a motorcycle suit. So he's very confused by this. He gets home and he decides, I guess I'll put it on. Yeah. And it shrinks him. He's in a bathtub, shrunk.
We just take the ED on out.
I don't think we do. I don't personally.
Is that your referee half or your funeral half?
That's both and actually. They're both working in conjunction. And so...
You're half Beetlejuice.
So he nearly dies in the bathtub. He ends up almost getting stomped at a party. He's trying to figure out what's going on, all while this voice is talking to him in this mask. So he decides he's going to return to suit. On the way to doing that, he gets arrested because thief. But surprise, the whole thing was actually set up by Hank Pym, who wanted to see if Scott had the skills to become the new Ant-Man. He tells Scott that if he wants to help, he can also get him out of jail. So if you want to help, you can
stay in jail or you
put
can
on the
become a
suits,
superhero. That's right.
Put on the suits, and then you'll shrink and you'll get out of here. So he does that. And basically, he wants Scott to help steal the Yellowjacket tech before Darren Cross is able to sell it to bad people, which is what he's planning on doing. So Scott has to train to be a superhero. We get a little montage. It's big fun. You know how it goes. His daughter, Hope, who was working for Darren, wants to help and is clearly better for the job than Scott is, but her dad refuses to let him do it. A little traumatized over what happened to his wife, her mom, Janet. Janet was the original Wasp, got lost in the quantum realm years ago.
Yeah, it happens. Listen, it's
quantum realm. The best of us.
Honestly, who hasn't in such a situation?
In the quantum realm from time to time.
That's exactly right. We get our big finale. Darren Cross unveiling the Yellowjacket suits at a big event. Scott and the crew break in. They're trying to stop it. Lewis and the gang are now essential parts of this mission, which was an interesting choice. Scott sneaks in. Whole army of ants. They're planting explosives. They're trying to steal the suit. Darren Cross, he's ready for him though, because he knew that Scott wouldn't be or Hank wouldn't be signing off on that. So he captures Scott, he captures Hank, he captures Hope, and he reveals that he's planning to sell the tech to Hydra because Hydra bad guys and I bad guy. Hope fights him. The building begins to collapse because of the explosive. Hank gets shot because that's just what happens when you're older in one of these movies. You end up getting shot in the third act. That's what happens.
That's right.
Dano.
Don't worry, you're not going to die.
That's exactly
right.
It's
okay.
Scott chases Cross, who puts on the suit, becomes full flying machine. Their final battle goes into Cassie's bedroom because he knew that's your daughter, whole thing. And it's a lot. There's toy trains crashing. It's everything. Cross ends up taking Cassie hostage. Scott has to free her and also make sure that doesn't cause some sort of crazy quantum realm explosion nonsense thing. Okay, it's serious stuff. Scott is able to do that. Is able to make sure that everything is okay. Saves the day. Yay! Which is good. Good for him. He gets his daughter back. He makes sure that the tech gets it in the right hands and maybe gets a little call from the Avengers. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Avengers are looking for a bug. Mm-hmm. And that, my friends, was Ant-Man.
We did it.
Do you just not watch the post-credit scenes anymore, Bran? Have you just retired from that?
I have retired from
I can't believe you didn't it is a jarring post-credit scene from what the movie is.
What happens in the post-credit scene?
The mid-credit is just setting up Evangeline and Lilly as the Wasp.
That's right. That is not the jarring one. The end credit scene
literally sets up the next movie. It has nothing to do with
Steve
Ant-Man.
Rogers has got Bucky in there and trying to turn him, and Anthony Mackie shows up and he's like, I've got a guy, basically. Yeah.
It's a direct lead in to the Civil War. Yeah.
It's too much.
They really make it so that you can watch them immediately after there's one button.
It didn't pop up on mine.
I will say this. Mine didn't pop up until after the mid-credits scene.
They make you watch.
They make you watch the animated credits, but they don't need you to see all the little guys that worked on it.
All the ants, if you will. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about this movie some more here on Deck the Hallmark.
I almost said Ant-Man again.
Here on Ant-Man. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Ant-Man today. Another Marvel movie, another Marvel Monday.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's break it down. We're going to start with the hot take. So we're going to share exactly how we felt about this movie. Do not hold back, and I will start with you, Rye Guy. Rye Guy, Ant-Man or Ant-Meh?
Oh, nice, dude. You've been holding that one in the chamber? Look at you.
Oh, look at you. Wow.
Boom, boom.
Dude, when you go full and you can't see that it's a short sleeve shirt, it actually, the shirt is pretty bad. But like it looks like
It looks like you're wearing a suit, and literally it's half Beetlejuice. You really do. But yeah,
as a short sleeve shirt, I quite like it. But it's an interesting anomaly that once I can no longer see your arms,
it's crazy. It does look like something different entirely. Yeah. Now you're a referee. That's right. You're an inmate at the sassiest prison.
We're having fun.
For a movie about such a literal small superhero, this was a very big swing from Marvel. Even more than Guardians of the Galaxy, from what I understand, Ant-Man is not like an iconic Marvel superhero, or, you know, like in terms of comics lore. I'm sure he has his fans, just like any superhero does of the Marvel or DC or, you know, McFarlane, etc. variety. But this is really a movie to set up things they need to do in the future, which is really good on Marvel. Like, good on them for having the foresight for things we're going to want to do later on. We need Paul Rudd to make this. Really, it's a heist movie. There's not a ton of superheroes. There's like no superhero stuff in the first 30 minutes of this film. And then there's a very, very, very long training montage.
Yes.
Which I'm not even saying it's bad, but like you can't even call it a montage. There's about a 20-minute training portion of this film. And then the last hour is very fun. I think the whole movie's fun. This instantly became a litmus test for me off of what I said last week is will I enjoy this more than Age of Ultron? Spoiler alert, I did. So, you know, again, we're very early on into this exercise. I currently have this 4th overall. I'm not here to tell you that I think it's, you know,
you have Ant-Man
like fourth overall seems. What are the 3 movies you have?
Can you give us the breakdown of your? Give us
because that was a jarring.
Give us a rundown of your 12 here.
Yeah,
you want 12 to 1?
I want 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. At 12, we have Iron Man 3. 11, First Avenger, Captain America.
Dude,
10.
This is
Hulk.
Insulting.
10.
I'm just gonna watch Dan.
Dan, I was asked to do this.
I know. You know what? I'm gonna shut it down.
Yeah. Thank you. Manners. Thank you. 9, Thor: The Dark World. 8, Thor. 7, Iron Man 2. 6, Avengers. 5, Age of Ultron. 4, Ant-Man, and then big gap. 3, Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and number 1 is Winter Soldier. That's where I'm at.
Can you give me that top 3 one more time?
Winter Soldier.
Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Winter Soldier 1.
Maybe say the number first, because I thought when you said Iron Man 3, I'm like, no, you had that last.
Oh,
one.
I got you.
Yeah, 3
Iron
Man. Yeah.
2,
Guardians
of the Galaxy.
1, Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
So you have Ant-Man ahead of all Avenger movies.
Yes.
Both Avenger movies. Again, I do not like that first Avengers movie as much as most do.
I'm just asking for clarification here.
And so, I mean, listen, much like I said last week, this will finish nowhere near, you know, like, there's so many movies coming up that I love, right? And like, so at the end of this, I think you'll be like, oh, that's interesting that you have Ant-Man like 14th or whatever. But for right now, sure, I could understand how it'd be a little jarring. But put your spectacles on and look real close like you're looking for an ant. Right now, if you look at my list, 4th overall, Brand, and I feel okay about it. I like this movie a decent amount more than either Avengers film that I have it ahead of.
So I really remember liking this movie a lot. Paul Rudd, very fun. It's a silly movie. And I think, you know, at the time I absolutely loved Guardians, which was this giant swing, but was really funny. And then we get Paul Rudd in a superhero movie, and he's funny. And, you know, at the end of the day, he's an ant.
Yep.
He's an ant.
Yeah.
He's an ant.
And so there's that. The stakes are smaller, literally.
Never been lower.
They've never been smaller.
So I have to keep that in mind because there is an enjoyment factor of this movie, which is high for me. I really enjoy this movie. But is it better? Does it matter more than some of these other movies? Of course not. So I have to kind of play around with that and figure out how the scale, how much does enjoyment play into these movies versus how much they matter, and is the enjoyment level that much lower than some of these other ones? So I ended up putting this movie at 10 overall currently. So I have Thor, Hulk, then Ant-Man, then Iron Man 2.
Thor: The Dark World, right?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. And then Iron Man 2, just ahead of Ant-Man, Avengers Age of Ultron. And so what I was wrestling with is do I enjoy Ant-Man more than Iron Man 2 and Age of Ultron? Probably. I just couldn't, in my heart of hearts, though, value that enjoyment level enough to put him ahead of those two movies. So that's kind of that's where I was wrestling with it.
I'm fascinated to hear you fall down on that side. I'm proud of you, but I'm fascinated to hear you fall on that side of the equation.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not. Maybe it's just a day.
It's the glasses. It's the shirt. Who knows?
Glasses. Yeah, it's. I'm more serious, and you can tell that today. Yeah. I have a collar. I have glasses, and then Captain America and First Avenger. Right? Yes. Then the first Thor, Iron Man 3, Guardians at 4, then Avengers, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Iron Man still at number 1. I feel good about this list. I feel like I did the hard work and really put in a good day's
work.
Did the hard work and put in a good day's
wage. Yeah, a good day's work and wage, and both of those things. Yeah.
Listen, the glasses can only get me so much. It's not going to help.
Per capita, they're getting you a lot right now.
They're not going to help with the talking.
No.
But with the critical thinking, possibly.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Dana, what are your thoughts on that?
So there's no way to have this hot take without including some of my What a Marvel, but I'll try to save some of my What a Marvel as much as I can.
We appreciate that.
This movie is kind of the original Marvel way movie. So this movie paved the way for Marvel having very strict creative control over their movies. They hired a filmmaker who was at the time very out of the box, Edgar Wright, who was coming off the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, to make this movie, a movie he was very passionate about, had written the script on and off for 6 years. And after casting the entire movie the way he wanted to, Marvel came in and said, hey, you have to tie this movie to the bigger picture because we need to get to Civil War. And so we want to put in some scenes with the Falcon and with Steve Rogers and with blah, blah, blah. Edgar Wright had no desire to do that nor intention to do it and didn't feel right moving forward. So like a month before filming, you can correct me if I'm wrong there, he bailed from the project and they hired Peyton Reed, who is a director for hire, who did it Marvel's way. Basically, they took Edgar Wright's original and Joe Cornish's original script, and then they just made it the thing that they needed to do, which Ryan already articulated, which was this vehicle to get you from A to B. When I saw this movie in the theater, I was kind of, no pun intended, I marveled at how they did it. I was like, they made a very, very entertaining, fun movie, and they salvaged what in any other aspect would be a wreck, which is a movie that had a singular vision that you took and you just did what you wanted with it. And somehow it still worked. And I found it very entertaining and very fun. It was 17th overall on my original list out of like 40 Marvel movies. On this time watching it, I borderline hated it.
Wow.
I found this movie to be cloying, annoying, and just sheepishly funny in a let's coast as far as we possibly can on the inimitable charm of Paul Rudd. And you can coast a long way on there. But if Paul Rudd or Michael Pena aren't on screen, it's a very tough watch. Also, the scenes that connected, I just wholeheartedly disagree with Ryan. The scenes that connected are so jarring. Like when he goes to fight the Falcon, I was like, hey, why are we here? I didn't get that at all. The end of this movie, like, I just kind of hated it. I didn't like it. I laughed occasionally. I think there are a few bits that are really funny in this movie. I think Paul Rudd is a national treasure. This movie did not hold up for me. It was not nearly as entertaining. The stakes were small. My enjoyment was small. The laughs were small for me. This is one of the worst I've seen. And I got to be honest, what's crazy about this is if you had told me before we started this exercise that I would have Ant-Man below Age of Ultron, I would have said there is a 0% chance of that happening. And I was wrong about Age of Ultron, and I was wrong about Ant-Man, in my opinion. I've switched those. They are like, I think Age of Ultron is far more entertaining than this movie. So to hear Rye Guy have the opposites is crazy. I go Thor the Dark World, which is just it's a bad movie. And then I have Ant-Man 11. And then I have Hulk 10. Wow. I got more entertainment. Hulk's also a short movie. Both of these movies clock in just under 2 hours-ish. I got more entertainment per minute out of Hulk than I did from Ant-Man. I also think Michael Douglas is very miscast in this movie and feels like he's just going through lines. I didn't like him at all either.
Which one is he?
Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
You and Michael Douglas? Yes. Dear God, man. Read a book. He's one of
is he an author?
No,
so that's why I wouldn't recognize him.
He's Pym.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a very...
So you said read a book, but he's not an author. So I don't know how that book would help.
I'm sorry. That's on me. That's on me.
It's kind of...
Pretty famous.
You should read a book.
Yeah. No, it's right. He's a pretty famous author. You got me. He's a pretty famous actor even. Sorry. Ant-Man 11... Hulk.
I know
10,
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald.
Michael McDonald was in this movie.
Avengers Age of Ultron 9, 8 Thor, 7 Iron Man 2, 6 Iron Man 3, 5 Captain America, 4 Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 Winter Soldier, 2 The Avengers, number 1 Iron Man. And I got to be honest, that was a tough watch for me. I watched it in optimal circumstances, like full surround sound, like nothing, undivided attention, and I just felt like a lot of it fell flat. And there are some moments that, and we'll talk about it in the feels in a second, where that's not the case. But this felt like a rudderless ship that had no design other than...
Are you DD, rudderless?
What does that mean? I didn't get it.
Paul rudderless.
Rudderless, that makes sense. This movie reeked of pay the money to see the movie in order to get to the next movie. And I hate that. That's the number one. The number one offense is killing people and bringing them back to life. Number 2 is you just bought a ticket to this movie to see a 2-hour trailer for the next one. That is, and this movie kind of does both of those things. So,
but to their credit, though, and I'm not here to tell you that your opinion's wrong. I would never do that. To their credit, though, people literally, like people, by and large, still say, "Oh, there wasn't a bad MCU movie before Endgame."
Correct.
Like people, like the show you. It's part of the exercise, right? To show you Marvel's power at this point.
Yep.
That was no one's opinion at the time.
So
right?
I went and looked up Rotten Tomatoes on this movie after I watched it, and it was 80-some%. But the movies, the reviews were in 3 camps. One was, this is the best thing Marvel's ever done. Like, it's just different. It's just heisty and entertaining and funny. And then there was a camp that's like, all right, we're starting to see a little wear on the treads here, but they've got enough juice to keep this thing moving. And then the third one was, what are we doing? Now, that was a very small group, but there's a contingent of probably a few dozen reviewers, top critics, who were like a 0 or 1 on this movie. But I will say that there was something about watching this in the movie where Marvel was still such an event. That you were like, it was almost cool to see a movie that the stakes were so small. I just don't think Paul Rudd is going to make every movie he's in better. But for me and I just save the rest for my What a Marvel. That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Well, let's get to all the feels first. Rye Guy, what in this movie gave you feels?
First of all, just a quick aside, that villain suit is pretty badass. Like,
pretty
really cool. That's a figure I need. But then, Bran, I mean, like, the end credit scene is all the feels, because in the broader scope of things, the scene itself is really cool. You should check it out at some point. But like, this is one of the many things Marvel has lost its way on in recent years, is that like this end credit scene built excitement and set up the literal next movie, as opposed to now we have like guys from One Direction at the end credit scene that we'll never see again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying it only ever can be this, but like Civil War was going to be a big deal and a big summer movie or whenever it came out, no matter what. But like Marvel's the hottest thing going. Like Dan says, these all feel like events. And at the end of this rather not meaningless, but smaller in every sense of the word movie, here's this scene that you're like, oh man, like this is going to be awesome. And so they've really gotten away from that. And it's just something to note going forward.
I think for me, as someone who doesn't really care all that much and also will 100% forget about what happened in the end credit scene by the time the movie comes around, I like a funnier bit.
Yeah.
I stopped caring.
This is a fascinating.
When they would do the thing where they would tease the next one, I'd be like, I'm going to forget this tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm the total opposite.
So
yeah.
I'm in the middle camp here where when I believe it works, I think it's the best thing and you're like, oh dang. But like for me, that is them finding Thor's hammer in Iron Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one was like, I remember seeing that one going, they're confident now. This one, my problem is that it doesn't jive with the rest of the movie at all.
No, it's a total departure.
It's so like I was just like, especially this time watching it, I was like, guys, just the try hard just reeked in this movie.
It may be more of you had to be there in the moment.
Yeah,
type of thing,
I can buy
everyone,
that. Yeah.
Civil War is already announced, so you know that it's coming. Whereas now we're 15 years from it.
Which, as you pointed out last week, is an Avengers movie. Like it just is. There's no way around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they at this point doing the thing where they would announce the next like 3 years of movies?
They were starting to do phases.
At this point,
because this is now the end of phase 2. Civil War starts phase 3, I believe.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
So, like, I mean, Civil War announcement in and of itself, because that was like when they started the MCU, like, other than obviously like big Avengers stories, it's like everyone wanted them to adapt the Civil War, graphic novel. So, I think that was a very anticipated thing.
Yeah, this was I just confirmed, this was the last phase 2 movie, but it came out on July 17th, 2015, and Civil War was in theaters May 6th of 2016. So this
that actually lends credence to your point, Brand.
That's right.
I agree with you.
It's like it's a 9.5 month wait.
Yeah.
For the next one. Then you get, boy, talk about a string of movies that are hit, miss for me. Or I should say miss, hit for me. You go Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War. Holy moly. This is gonna
We're really in the golden era.
This is going to be a fun.
I forgot because
until Ant-Man and the Wasp shows up. What are we doing?
Spider-Man shows up in Civil War, though, right?
Yes.
I don't want to. I'm going to talk a lot about it.
No,
next
that's
week,
interesting.
So does Black Panther.
So does Black Panther. Correct.
I totally forgot that they
Dan,
did
I
that.
think you might feel differently about it when we watch it next week because it's like the degree of difficulty of what they were trying to do with that film, even though it's like such a popcorn movie, is pretty incredible.
I can get it out of the way and on the
liking it,
record.
so.
My take was my favorite parts of that movie are Black Panther and Spider-Man, and the rest of it, the plot is absurd, the argument is absurd, and it just feels like a self-congratulatory comic book checkoff, and I hate it. That is my take as of one viewing of the movie. I loved Black Panther and Spider-Man. I was like, this kid, I didn't know, none of us knew Tom Holland at the point, but I was like, this kid is Spider-Man. And like Black Panther, I was like, the problem is that is a sideshow in this movie. The bulk of this movie is 2 hours of just, we think we're awesome, and it's so bad. I had no use for it, but maybe I'll think, hey, after Age of Ultron, I think it's
possible.
very much on the table that I was hard on this movie and shit.
Anything's possible.
All right, KG, I see you. Pride of Malden, South Carolina. Let's go.
That's exactly right. I really liked the part of this movie where Michael Pena is telling him about the tip, and it does the thing where he's telling the story and it cuts to it, and like whoever is talking, he's doing, and it's like matching up to his voice. It's so clever. It's so fun. Michael Pena is also, I really like him in general, and I think he's really fun. I think he's really fun in this movie, and so that to me, I know I have seen it elsewhere in the future. Probably have seen it somewhere in the past. I don't know, but this is like. Once it started, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a really funny bit." So I like that.
This is my feels too, and once again, not gonna
We didn't watch the movie together.
We
either.
didn't. Not gonna encroach on my What a Marvel any more than necessary. But this is Edgar Wright's bit, and Edgar Wright does this, and they do it twice in this movie, and both times it hits. It's the funniest part of this movie. It's a perfect use of Michael Pena, and it's the best Stan Lee cameo. Because you have a Stan Lee cameo talking as Michael Pena. It's my #1 A+ Stan Lee cameo, and I love this bit so much. And imagine what a marvel it would be if we had a whole movie like that.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the What a Marvel here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Highly anticipated What a Marvel today.
Yeah, no kidding. It's going to be underwhelming now.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Ant-Man. It's time for the Wait What. It's where we talk about what in Ant-Man made us go, wait, what? I'll start with you, Rye Guy.
Yeah, this Evangeline Lilly wig is not good. It's a bad wig.
It is absurd.
I'm sure it's comic accurate. I'm sure that's what the character looks like in the comics. It doesn't help that it's not like Evangeline Lilly at this point is an unknown. She's one of the bigger television stars of the last 5 years. When this comes out, we know what her hair looks like, and it's just not a good wig. It was not well done.
Yeah. It's tough because she's so serious in this movie. It's not like she's doing goofy bits and the wig matches the goofy bits. Like the wig is the Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle. And she is very, very serious. My mom died. I don't know why. Why don't I wear the suit? Like she's the most serious character in the movie. She's more serious than the bad guy. She's more serious than Hank Pym. And it is so it doesn't match. It matches the tone I think that they're trying to go for. Lighthearted, fun, it's a wig. It doesn't match her character at all. And she's a good actor. And it's just crazy. It's so jarring every time you see it.
Do better.
Yeah.
Wig department. And then my only other one is, and I've brought this up with Idris Elba, it's really becoming a theme with Wire characters. Why is Wood Harris in the MCU and he's only in it for like a combined 90 seconds? He has 3 lines.
That's right.
I'd rather I'm not here to take money out of Wood Harris's pocket, but I love this guy. And if he's going to be in the MCU, I want him to be a superhero or at least do something a little more of consequence. And that doesn't happen here. And it's a real bummer. And I was angry every time he was on. I was like, what are we doing? I didn't like it.
Same thing with David Dastmalchian. How do you say his name? Dastmalchian? Dastmalchian?
Brand, you know how to say it, right?
I like that. Rye Guy's just shaking his head for all of them.
You do it. That guy is in this movie with a Russian accent and just is I know he wasn't a huge star and still is a character actor, but you thought maybe he would have a bigger role, but no.
I only have a couple because Ant. I do feel like it's a smidge on the nose to go from being married to criminal to being married to cop. It's I'm a totally I've been
married to
burned
criminal
once,
to married to criminal.
Again. Never again. I'm gonna marry a cop, and that's gonna fix all of my problems. And then this would have typically been a situation where, with Rocket and Groot, where I was like, not enough people are talking about Rocket and Groot. So typically I would be like, not enough people are asking follow-up questions about the quantum realm. When you find out that, this guy's wife is stuck in the quantum realm.
Right.
Typically, I would be like, I don't think you guys are talking about that enough.
That's right.
I'm not going to say that today because maybe I can stop a quantum verse movie from being made if I just don't mention it.
Yeah.
If I don't mention the fact that
maybe there will be no mania.
There won't be any mania if I just, pull back and go, you know what? That was the proper amount of concern about the quantum verse.
Yeah.
Very mature.
Yeah. Every time they talk about the quantum verse, it always makes me appreciate the 4th level of Dreams and Inception more. It's so easy to make that so bad.
Yeah. My wife
so bad.
My wife's stuck in a quantum.
Yeah. I believe that we get some quantum stuff in.
Are you all right, Bran?
Are you going to make it? It's fine.
She's stuck?
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing we can do.
But honestly, she's having a great time.
She's having a great time.
She's doing really well, actually. She's thriving.
Sleeping great.
She's thriving.
So I do want to say that the stakes of this movie are very, very small. How small, you ask? Thanks for asking.
Ants.
The most danger that Ant-Man is in all movie is the first time that he goes small.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not even close. Yellowjacket fighting him with trains is not in any comparison to the amount of water he experiences in the bathtub and then goes down the drain and then is in grass. If any one little thing goes wrong there, he dead. He dead. He doesn't know how to control the suit. He is along for the ride. I don't know the math on it, but it would be the equivalent of us being in the ocean.
Yep.
It is just dangerous.
Yep.
And
And then Hank's just like,
Hank's like, well, you passed the test.
Well done, young lad.
And
Yeah.
then we find out
could have drowned you.
that Hank Pym set this whole thing up. He set the whole thing up for him to rob the suit, which is great, except we also have that story where Michael Pena tells you how he found out and the number of people that had to go through. Hank Pym's entire plan is scaffolded with a game of telephone that has to be perfect. It had like his plan to get Paul Rudd to rob the suit requires people subtly giving hints and talking and passing along information at a rate that there's no way it would work. There's just no way.
So I wonder, Dan, though, like in the way that he talked about it, for some reason, I thought that he found out that people were looking into it. And so he decided at that point.
No, I thought it was pretty clear. He said, this is what I did. Here's how I got you to be here. And he went through the same chain that Michael Pena tells earlier. But I could be wrong. I also think it's crazy that, and I want to set this stage very briefly, Hank Pym runs a company, invents this tech. Corey Stoll's character, Corey Stoll, underrated bad guy in general, like in movies, in a fairly thankless role here, I think does a really good job. Corey Stoll, he gets the board to vote Hank Pym out.
Right.
And after he does that, he places the most trust of anyone in his company in Hank Pym's daughter. And I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, you want to take this tech public and make a bunch of money and militarize it. You kick out the guy that doesn't, and you're going to think for a second that the daughter's on your side. You've escalated her as a very important part of this company. And that doesn't make any sense as far as villain goes.
Yeah.
That's not how you villain. I'm just saying it's not how you villain.
I think that he was banking on the fact that she hates him. And so this is another way that I can hurt Hank.
I guess.
Is by using his daughter.
But you would probably shore up the fact that she doesn't like her father.
Really
first.
hate him.
That's right.
Not just fake hate him.
And then lastly, Paul Rudd's character brags that he fought an Avenger and didn't die. I mean, barely. You fought Falcon. Falcon is MIA for most of Age of Ultron. He's guarding a warehouse. He's doing a job a robot could do. You survived Falcon.
That's right. And honestly, Captain America at the end of the movie never said Avengers Assemble. He gets cut off. So there's really no way to know if he is definitely for sure an Avenger at this point. Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah.
There's no way to know. It's time for What a Marvel. Right guy. What are you marveling?
This was the first like real overt product placement with Baskin Robbins, right?
Oh my God.
I feel like am I missing anything? I don't think there had been anything like this, like we're leaning into it before this. And I mean, it kind of works. It is probably a funnier button on that joke that it is a known brand as opposed to just like,
I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
No.
But that's not my What a Marvel. My What a Marvel is, do we know how the mango fruit blast at Baskin Robbins was? Do they still sell it?
I can't imagine going into Baskin Robbins and getting a mango fruit blast, but
sure,
just personally. And I've only had Baskin Robbins once in probably the last 10 years, and it was at the airport with Brandon.
Yeah, they're really holding on Baskin Robbins. They're not like in the cultural zeitgeist at all.
Nobody cares.
Anymore.
But we were at the airport and we had time to kill, and they had a cold brew Oreo ice cream.
Dude, he got so much.
And I was like,
so much ice.
And I was like, can I asked the guy, I was like, is there any way to get like 3 half scoops or try 3 flavors and just like, I just want to try 3. And he was like, yeah. And so I was like, give me that and this and this. And he did the full He just lied to me, and he gave me a bucket of ice cream. Like, I don't like.
He had so much ice cream.
I typically think there's no
can't
such
do
thing.
that before getting on a plane.
No,
Dude, that would be the rest of your week.
Yeah, you'd be shot, man. Maybe actually you should try it. Maybe it's the reverse.
Like reverse engineer
It's
it?
not going well without it. You know, maybe try it.
I'm looking at it the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's true. Listen, the end, the scene with the giant train and all the big things is fun, and I would like to watch like the behind the scene because it seemed practical-ish to me. I don't know if it was entirely practical or not, but
Also really good CGI on like the ant fight.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these Marvel movies have had pretty bad CGI, but I feel like I agree with you, Brand, pretty practical.
Yeah.
The train stuff was a lot of fun.
I'd like to go
Very
and watch
inventable, a
the
lot of
behind
fun.
the scenes
Yeah.
of that and how they shot that because I thought it was really cool. Dan?
Yeah, so the thing about this movie now that's so fascinating in retrospect is Edgar Wright, who wrote 3 movies that are all cult classics, during the time he was writing those 3 movies was also on the side working on Ant-Man because he just loved Ant-Man. And so then Marvel announced they wanted to make Ant-Man, and he goes and he was like, please let me make Ant-Man. And they said yes. And then obviously they came in and they wanted to add in particular the fight with Falcon and the end of this movie, which do not match this movie's tempo or tone at all. Even if you love this movie, it's like almost filmed separately, how crazy it's jarring. Now, here's the thing that's fascinating is Edgar Wright said he loved Ant-Man, but the real reason he wanted to make Ant-Man, aside from the fact that he loved the character, is he believed that if he could direct one of these big budget movies, then someone would give him enough money to make his pet project that he's been trying to make for years, but needed a big budget for. And that movie is
Shrek Ever After?
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver, a movie that is
You were close, Brand.
very close. A movie that's phenomenal.
Love Baby Driver.
And what's wild is that he gets to make Baby Driver anyway, which is great. So everybody wins there. Marvel gets their universe intact. He gets to make his movie. But B, you can see in the Michael Pena scenes the rhythmic thing that he does in Baby Driver so incredibly well in these scenes. Like you can see. And so for me, the what a Marvel is we get Baby Driver, which I think is, have you seen Baby Driver, Rye Guy?
Not yet. It's always been on the list. It's not for like lack of wanting.
Oh my
to.
God.
Yeah.
You got to do it. It's phenomenal. Don't listen to Alonso Duralde, who's just wrong about it. It's a great movie, but I think the Marvel to me is that all I really want now is Edgar Wright's Ant-Man. I think if you had leaned in to this rhythmic comedy and shrugging off any sort of bigger universe and just having this very little story that matches the little superhero, and you lean in to the dry, witty comedy that Edgar Wright does so well and the rhythmic beats of action, I think it could have been like a really great movie. And so I also now kind of hate it because of that. Because now, like the first time I watched it, I was like, hey, they did it. They stitched it together. You can hardly tell. It's super entertaining. Great. Let's go Civil War. And now I look at it and I'm like, this movie is like, let's go Civil War.
Let's
Cut
go.
it, Lee.
Civil War.
This movie now just seems like an inefficient, ineffective patch job to me. And I just kind of now see the warts and I don't like it. Yeah. So there's
Civil warts, am I right?
Civil warts. Oh my God.
We did, everybody. Congratulations to us. We're back next week. We're talking about Captain America Civil War.
That's right.
War, from what I understand,
What's
it's not
it
going to
good
go.
for?
It's not going to go for very long. Maybe 2-3 more weeks.
That's it.
And so we'll try to watch it while it's fresh, and some light war humor for you folks at home. Happy Easter. We're going to be back next week with another one. We're going to be back tomorrow with another one. So come back for that. And if you were listening and you didn't see my pointing, you're confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
But know that I was talking about Ryan next week. Dan tomorrow.
You get it. I think they got it.
Until then, the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready. Hit it. Deck to Hallmark's, the Bramble Jam podcast presented by Brandon Gray and that Greenville, South Carolina. For more information on the show, you can go to decktohallmark.com or follow us on the socials at Deck to Hallmark. And also leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars if you please. Helps others find the podcast. And then head on over to the best corner of the internet with ad-free podcasting, live video watch-alongs, movie chats, and so much more. BrambleJamPlus.com.